Hey everybody, how great to see you today. Getting this set up and then we'll be ready to go. Awesome. So, hi, I'm glad you're here. Happy Saturday. If you don't know who I am, I'm Rita Hickman. I'm a body mind expert and a shiatsu massage therapist. But all that's just the foundation for how I help women deal with narcissistic and toxic relationships and reverse and rewind the trauma that keeps them stuck, reacting to negativity, reacting to bad behaviors, and starts to take your power back inside yourself. It's not about trying to control the people around you. It's about learning how to regulate your nervous system so that you don't trigger in the first place. So you might not realize you're probably living with a narcissist. Narcissism is a spectrum, and narcissism can be a little bit of healthy narcissism all the way to full-blown narcissistic psychopath, where, mass murders and Jeffrey Dahmer and Manson and all of that. You can have healthy narcissism or you can have unhealthy narcissism, and it shifts depending upon what you need. So on some level, we're all narcissistic. But the problem is most women, especially empathic, compassionate women who have something to do that they need to do in the world, tend to attract and tolerate and be in relationships, long-term relationships, usually decades-long relationships, with people who are more narcissistic than is healthy. There are people who, as time has gone by, you've watched them become angrier, more negative, or you've watched them maybe drink more or go further into their addictions, or you're watching how at home they're completely one way, but in public they're someplace else, and everybody loves them. Everybody thinks they're great. That's because what's going on inside someone who has higher narcissistic qualities is that the bridge between the outer world and the inner world isn't working very well. And they are still living in the past, or they're still projecting into the future, but they aren't really seeing right here for right now. And when that happens, when we keep living and basing our life on the past, on things that happened to us, on how someone's hurting us, on what we might be worried about or what might be happening, we become more self-absorbed. And the more self-absorbed someone becomes, the more difficult it is to be in a relationship with them. And so as years go by, these wounds and these traumas and these hurts that probably started in childhood get worse and worse because they just keep accumulating without ever reversing themselves. Now, the problem is if you live with someone who's that toxic, and it's like a frog in a pot of water where you slowly turn up the heat, and so the frog cooks to death instead of recognizing that it's hot and jumping out. When you're in a relationship for a while, these things start to add up. Or if you've had that pattern of relationship for a while, let's say your dad was like that, or your mom was like that, or your brother was like that, and you've repeated that pattern somehow in your life without ever wanting to. That happens because the emotions and the hurts, they keep adding up on your nervous system. And over the last 10 to 15 years, we've really realized that you can reverse it, and you can reverse it fast. And you don't have to go through 10 years of therapy, and you don't have to walk on fire with Tony Robbins, and although that I'm sure that would be a lot of fun. You don't have to go and do a silent retreat in Alaska for a month, although that would be nice too. You don't have to do any of those things. You can actually be laying in bed at 4 a.m. and starting to reverse your trauma and starting to take away the triggers that make you react to somebody else's unhappiness, somebody else's criticism, somebody else's personal judgment, somebody else's wound. You're able to stop reacting to that and handle it in a way that's in your higher self. It's not about my way or your way. It's about finding a third way, a way that works for everybody in the healthiest way possible. So you probably don't realize that in this stressed out COVID, dog eat dog, protect yourself at all costs sort of world, that you're probably surrounded by high-level narcissists, and that's half the reason that you feel as sick and crazy as you do, because you're being triggered and manipulated and controlled by someone else who has no problems trying to control you in order to make themselves feel better, because that's what is children do. We're dependent on our parents, and we never learn, or we don't learn, or if we don't learn how to be dependent on ourselves to make ourselves happy, then this, the relationships keep repeating over and over, and they get more toxic and they get more worse. But they've learned, science has learned, that you can bypass the brain and go directly to the body. You don't have to figure out why you're angry. You don't have to sit in it. You don't have to puzzle it out or figure out your mother issues or figure out your father issues or figure out your brother issues or relive the sexual trauma or the priest or the doctor or the alcoholic or the whatever it was. You don't have to keep reliving those in your personal romantic relationships. And that's what you're doing when you're surrounded by narcissists, is because we never really learned how to regulate our nervous system, when and how and why. As empaths, you keep absorbing the energy around you, thinking that it's yours. Your body reacts as if it's yours, and then you're the one getting sick. You're the one who's starting to go downhill, because you can literally only handle so much triggering, so much negativity, so much toxic energy before it starts to affect your physical, mental, and emotional health and your relationships and your job and your everything. You literally can only handle so much physically. And until you start reversing it, you won't be able to finally make the progress in your business, in your life, in your home, in your romantic relationships, whether you're single or whether you're married. It doesn't matter. It all comes back to you. So if you're curious about how this works, it's an easy 4-step process. And they take 30 seconds apiece, if that. And when you start practicing this process, whenever you get stressed, every time you practice it, you're reversing the stress and the trauma that's in your body physically. Your body detoxes it. In fact, it detoxes it in a way that you may cry or sweat or have gas or all sorts of stuff. Because as your body goes from contracted and reactive to centered and confident and calm, when you take your body into that place, it heals itself. And it has to let go of all the tension it's been carrying, all the toxins it's been carrying, all the gas it's been carrying. And it has to actually get out of your system. So you can reverse this. You can help your body heal. You can help the people around you heal. But best of all, you can help yourself heal. And you can live the life that you're ready to live. Because you're not going to get away from the narcissists. They're everywhere. Because mental health is in an epidemic right now. They're everywhere. So don't think you're going to escape. What you're going to do is learn how to be happy and authentic no matter the situation, no matter what happens, no matter somebody else's mood, no matter somebody else's fear, no matter somebody else's criticism. You're able to be present with here and now and stay in a place that's loving and peaceful. So if you think you've had narcissists in your life and you think that they have affected your happiness, and if you think you're ready to let go of all of this and you feel tired of feeling heavy and sick to your stomach and your jaw clenched, cracking your teeth and your shoulders clenched, creating constantly tight muscles, or your heart starts to skip beats, or your back or your knees or your shoulders are hurting because the tension is so heavy, or you're noticing that your addictions and your cravings are amping up, or they're causing other health problems, weight gain, or heart problems, or headaches, or congestion, or rheumatoid arthritis. or fibromyalgia or MS. These unprocessed emotions keep you sick. And when you start to authentically reverse them, then you stop feeling sick. Your body starts healing itself. And so do everyone else in your life because you've decided to show up differently. So check it out. The link's up above for my Facebook page. Check out all the videos. See if it resonates with you. And if you're ready, reach out. We'll do a few clarity calls. We'll figure out where you're at. We'll figure out what you need. I'll give you some tools to start on your own. And then if you want extra support, that's what I'm there for. Okay? We need to make the world a healthier place, no matter what's happened to you. Sexual abuse, child abuse, divorce, narcissists, health issues, cancer as a child, all of those things. We can reverse the trauma now, and we can teach you how and give you the support and love while you do it. And what's the side effect? The side effect is you finally live the life that you wanted to live, that you've been trying to live, but not quite getting there because you keep getting hijacked and stuck. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm looking forward to the rest of mine, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.